Welcome to Wise Pages. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most controversial and powerful books ever written by Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. This book has been banned in several countries, including Iran and Turkey, precisely because it reveals such potent truths about how power actually works in the real world. Whether you agree with these principles or not, understanding them is essential for navigating the complex dynamics of human relationships and protecting yourself from those who might use them against you. Let's explore all 48 laws in detail. Law 1. Never outshine the master. This first law is deceptively simple but profoundly important. Never make your superiors feel insecure about their own abilities. If you show off your talents and intelligence too obviously to those above you, whether they're your boss, your teacher, or anyone in a position of authority, you're setting yourself up for trouble. When you display your brilliance too openly, you make powerful people feel threatened. Insecurity breeds resentment, and resentment leads to retaliation. Robert Greene shares an illuminating story to drive this point home. Once, a minister in a king's court decided to throw an elaborate party to impress his ruler. He spent the entire kingdom's treasury on this grand celebration, thinking he would win the king's favor. Instead, the king was so furious at this display of wealth and initiative that he had the minister imprisoned for life. The lesson is clear: always make your superiors feel superior. A modern example is how you should never try to show up your senior colleagues at work. If you constantly prove yourself smarter than them, they'll work against you, and ultimately, you'll be the one who suffers. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends, learn how to use enemies. Greene warns against blind trust in friends, who can betray you or fail to support you when you need them most. Over-relying on friends makes you vulnerable to manipulation and exploitation. Friends can become jealous, competitive, or simply unreliable. Interestingly, the author argues that enemies can sometimes be more useful than friends. Enemies are more predictable, you know they're against you, so you can anticipate their moves. Their motivations are clear, driven by opposition and the desire to defeat you. By understanding your enemy's weaknesses, you can exploit them to your advantage. History is filled with examples of kings who helped neighboring kingdoms only to be stabbed in the back by those very allies. Remember, never trust your friends more than is absolutely necessary. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Never reveal the true purpose behind your actions. If people know what you're planning, they can use that information against you. Always keep people guessing by feeding them misinformation. Your real intentions should remain hidden until it's too late for anyone to interfere. This is why top students in school and college often claim they didn't study at all before exams. By pretending they haven't prepared, they distract average students who might otherwise compete more seriously. Meanwhile, the top performers have been studying diligently the entire time. The lesson? Keep your true goals and methods to yourself, share them with no one. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. In simple terms, this law advises you to avoid talking too much. The reasoning is profound: speaking less makes you appear more mysterious, thoughtful, and powerful. When you talk excessively, you inevitably reveal secrets and expose your weaknesses. Powerful people are usually people of few words. When you speak less, others pay more attention to what you do say. They'll try to engage you in conversation, which gives you the opportunity to learn about their weaknesses. You can then use that information against them. People who talk too much often find that no one takes them seriously or pays attention to their words. Just think of that politician who claimed potatoes would turn into gold. Such foolish statements happen precisely because people talk too much. Speaking less prevents you from saying things you'll regret, and it ensures people take you seriously. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Your reputation is everything. If people respect you, they'll listen to you. If you have no reputation, no one will care what you say. Your name and reputation determine much of your influence in any field. You must build a solid reputation before anything else. Consider Prime Minister Modi today. His reputation is so strong that if he appeared on television and asked everyone to clap, millions across India would do so immediately. Why? Because he's built that reputation over years. Similarly, when Elon Musk tweets just two emojis, a Bitcoin symbol and a downward arrow, the cryptocurrency's price plummets overnight. Millions follow and listen to him because he's built an extraordinary reputation. His smallest words have massive impact. You don't need to become a businessman or prime minister to build a reputation. You can apply this principle in your company, school, or any environment. If you're the best in your field at work, people will listen to you. If you're a top student in a particular subject, average students will respect your opinion. Build your reputation carefully and protect it fiercely. Law 6, court attention at all cost. Whether you believe it or not, everything in today's world sells based on appearance. You must stand out from the crowd. It's the difference between the iPhone and countless Android phones. When placed side by side, people naturally gravitate toward what's distinctive. You need to create your own unique identity that sets you apart. How you achieve this distinctiveness depends on you. It could be through a mysterious way of speaking that attracts people, or through a unique style of dressing that draws everyone's attention. Law 7, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. If you want to become powerful, you must learn to delegate tasks you can't handle yourself while taking all the credit. Large corporations are actually run by ordinary people who do all the work, but who receives the credit? The company owner. Countless government employees work tirelessly, but who gets recognized? Those at the top. If you want to be powerful, this is essential. Use other people's labor, expertise, and time, and claim the resulting glory for yourself. Law 8, make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. To win over your enemies, you must use bait. Just as animals are lured by food, people can be drawn by money and incentives. The best way to defeat an enemy is to turn them into an ally. If necessary, use bait to make this happen. Show them what they can gain by joining you, and they'll come willingly. Law 9, win through your actions, never through argument. If you want someone's trust or to bring them to your side, don't argue with them. Instead, demonstrate through actions what you're capable of. When you need someone's support, show them what you can do for them. Actions speak louder than words. By performing meaningful deeds for others, you build genuine trust and loyalty that arguments could never achieve. Law 10, avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Greene warns that spending time with miserable or unlucky people will only make you miserable as well. You absorb their negative energy and misfortune. Stay away from such people as much as possible. The farther you distance yourself from unhappiness and bad luck, the more joy and success you'll find in your own life. Law 11, make people depend on you. Make others so dependent on you that they can never leave or betray you. People only value what's essential to them. If you're crucial to their well-being or success, they'll never abandon you. Giving people too much freedom makes them independent, and independence often leads to betrayal. Create situations where people constantly need you, whether for knowledge, resources, or emotional support. Make yourself irreplaceable. Law 12, use honesty to disarm people. Honesty holds incredible power. If you appear genuinely honest with someone for some time, they'll begin trusting you completely. Then you can manipulate them. There's nothing more powerful than honesty when it comes to winning trust. If you want someone to follow your instructions, first earn their complete trust through transparent honesty. Once they believe you could never deceive them, they'll do whatever you say, and you can use this to your advantage. Law 13, when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. In today's world, if someone helps you, there's always some self-interest involved. When you need assistance, ensure there's a benefit for the helper. If helping you serves their interests, they'll eagerly assist you in the future. Even your enemy will help if it's in their self-interest. Don't expect mercy or kindness appeal to what they stand to gain. Law 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy. To become powerful, you must know everything about people, their weaknesses, their strengths, their secrets. Only by understanding these can you defeat them. Act as a spy, gathering information from behind the scenes while appearing friendly to everyone's face. Learn what makes people tick, and you'll have the power to influence and control them. Law 15, crush your enemy totally. It's absolutely crucial to completely destroy your enemy. If you leave them any chance to recover, they'll seek revenge and strike when you least expect it. Crush them so thoroughly that they can never rise again. History is filled with examples of kings who showed mercy to defeated rivals, only to be murdered by those same rivals later. Never leave your enemy any opportunity for vengeance. Law 16, use absence to increase respect and honor. The more present you are, the more ordinary you become. To increase your value, create an atmosphere of scarcity around yourself. If you're part of any group, occasionally withdraw so others talk about you and appreciate you more. This maintains your importance in people's minds. To do this effectively, you must learn when to step away. When you return from your absence, you'll seem reborn, and people will feel relieved to see you again. Law 17, always create an air of unpredictability. Make yourself impossible to predict. People read behavior patterns and make predictions accordingly. If your behavior is unpredictable, no one can anticipate your moves. When you do the same things repeatedly, you give others power over you. Keep your behavior inconsistent and surprising. Your unpredictability will be your protection. Law 18, do not isolate yourself. If you separate yourself completely from everyone, you become an easy target. Isolating yourself is like building a fortress that traps you inside while keeping potential allies out. Stay connected with friends and colleagues so you're not easily targeted by enemies. Your network is your protection. Law 19, know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Choose your associates wisely. Never work with people who hold grudges or are consumed by revenge. Some people, once defeated, will spend their entire lives plotting retribution. Avoid such individuals at all costs. Understanding people's characters is essential for survival and success. Law 20, do not commit to anyone. Remember, you should only be committed to yourself and your goals. If you become committed to someone else, you lose your freedom and become controlled by them. Stay independent and committed only to your own ambitions and personal growth. Law 21, play a sucker to catch a sucker. To appear smart, make your enemy look smart while you act foolish. This tactic makes your enemy overconfident. By pretending to be less intelligent, you can trap them in their own schemes. Appearing foolish also helps you gain their trust, and once they trust you, you can discover their next moves. Law 22, use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. If you're weaker than your enemy, consider surrendering without a fight. This buys you time to plan a powerful revenge. As soon as your enemy's strength begins to wane, you can strike. Surrender gives you a strategic advantage that direct confrontation wouldn't offer. While your enemy celebrates their victory, you're secretly planning their defeat. Law 23, concentrate your forces. Instead of pursuing many different types of power, focus your energy on one powerful strength. Multiple small powers are far less valuable than one concentrated, dangerous strength. Bruce Lee famously said he feared not the man who had practiced 10,000 kicks, but the man who had practiced one kick 10,000 times. You don't need 10 different types of power, you need one highly developed ability that no one can defeat. Law 24, play the perfect courtier. Courtiers gain power through various means: flattering their superiors, bowing to authority, using charm and grace to influence others. By playing the role of the perfect courtier, you gradually accumulate power while gathering valuable information about everyone around you. Law 25, recreate yourself. If you've avoided pursuing your true passion due to societal pressure, now is the time to reinvent yourself. Choose what you genuinely want to do, regardless of what society thinks. Ignore others' opinions. You should only do what makes you happy. Remember, this is your life, not anyone else's. They don't get to decide what you should do. Law 26, keep your hands clean. No matter how much corruption or wrongdoing you've committed, always appear innocent. Maintain the appearance of clean hands, as if you've done nothing at all. In today's world, appearances are everything. Let others take the blame for questionable actions while you remain above suspicion. Law 27, play on people's need to believe. If you want a following like a cult, exploit people's need to believe in something. People naturally want to have faith in religion, in causes, in leaders. You can position yourself as a figure worthy of worship. Keep your words vague yet promising. Emphasize enthusiasm over intellect. Structure your group like an organized religion. Hide your income sources to maintain mystery and reverence. Law 28, act boldly. Always act without fear. Cowardly behavior is frowned upon, so whatever you do, do it with complete courage and conviction. Acting boldly makes you progressively better at everything you attempt. Any mistakes can be corrected by acting with even more strength and determination. Few people can act fearlessly. It's a habit you can cultivate. Conversely, if you notice yourself acting timidly, eliminate that weakness entirely and choose boldness instead. Law 29, plan all the way to the end. When you sit down to plan, always think from beginning to end. Never leave half your planning to chance. Additionally, always have a plan B ready because there's often a significant gap between plans and reality. Sometimes your plan may fail entirely, so a backup is essential. Planning from start to finish helps you anticipate all potential problems. Law 30, make your accomplishments seem effortless. Present your achievements as if they required no real effort, as if they're simply your natural talent. Never reveal the struggles, hard work, and difficulties behind your success. Robert Greene suggests people are more impressed by those who achieve success without apparent effort. So share only the results, not the journey. Let people believe you achieved greatness effortlessly. Law 31, control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. You can control situations by limiting others' options. When you present your enemy with two choices, they'll feel they're in control, but you're actually orchestrating their decision. Both options ultimately benefit you. This gives the illusion of freedom while you guide the outcome. For example, if you want to watch an action movie with a friend, give them two options: the action movie you want to see, and a comedy drama you don't want. Then mention that the action movie also has comedy and drama elements. You've cleverly controlled their options to increase the likelihood they'll choose what you want, while they still feel they made the decision independently. Law 32, play to people's fantasies. This law reveals how you can attract people by tapping into their dreams and desires. People naturally connect more with those who share their aspirations. By learning what people fantasize about and encouraging those fantasies, you'll attract them to you. Play with their fantasies to draw them in. Consider luxury car advertisements. They show stylish vehicles in beautiful settings with attractive people. These ads connect the cars with wealth, status, and achievement. By tapping into people's fantasies about luxury and prestige, these brands effectively attract consumers who buy their products as symbols of success. Law 33, discover each man's thumbscrew. This law emphasizes understanding what inspires, motivates, and weakens people so you can effectively influence them. Everyone has a thumbscrew, a pressure point or vulnerability that can be exploited. Just as a thumbscrew can be used to compel compliance, knowing what drives someone helps you influence their behavior. For example, if you have a friend who craves recognition and approval from others, you can encourage them to help you by first praising their intelligence and creativity. By appealing to their desire for recognition, you've found their thumbscrew and can persuade them more effectively. Law 34, be royal in your own fashion, act like a king to be treated like one. If someone carries themselves with dignity and authority, others will naturally treat them accordingly. Just as a king maintains gravitas and power, individuals can adopt similar behavior to command respect and obedience. Even if you're not officially the boss, if you consistently help others and solve their problems, they'll treat you with the same respect they'd give to someone in power. Law 35, master the art of timing. This law is about understanding and leveraging the timing of actions and decisions. Be strategic and patient, never appear rushed. Learn to wait for the right moment and only act when the time is perfect. By controlling your emotions, you can make time feel like it's moving slowly and extend your perception of the future, making you more patient and strategic. Law 36, disdain things you cannot have. When facing overwhelming problems, instead of focusing on them, look away. This technique can also weaken your enemy. The more attention you give them, the more seriously they take themselves. Ignore your enemies, and they'll lose power. Never give excessive attention to those who oppose you. Law 37, create compelling spectacles. If you want to be powerful, you must make your surroundings impressive. People are attracted to the extraordinary because everyone is ordinary. From your clothing to your environment, everything must appear larger than life. The public craves something different, they don't want the same old thing. Apple is famous for its highly anticipated product launches, carefully choreographed to create drama and buzz. These events include dramatic presentations, attractive product demonstrations, and surprise announcements, all designed to captivate audiences and generate excitement. By creating compelling spectacles, Apple generates extensive media coverage, social media discussion, and consumer interest. Law 38, think as you like, but behave like others. If you constantly appear superior to others, they'll think you're just putting on a show. Blend in with ordinary people, hide your true feelings, and maintain connections with the masses. This approach allows you to keep your true beliefs private while staying grounded. Once your power base is established, you can gradually introduce your real ideas with greater acceptance. Law 39, stir the waters, don't fish. Never lose your temper, always stay calm and relaxed because anger can ruin almost everything. Instead, discover your enemy's weaknesses and play with them. Agitation and chaos work in your favor if you're the one creating them. Stir things up and watch others react while you remain composed. Law 40, never accept free food. Don't trust anything offered for free. Nothing in this world is truly free. If someone gives you something at no cost, there's always a hidden psychological value. That free thing is either meant to bother you, create obligation, or eventually control you. Never trust free offerings. Law 41, avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Never try to be like someone else, no matter how wealthy or successful they are. You are unique, you have your own strengths and can build your own name. Don't try to live in the shadow of great figures. Build your own identity and reputation through your own efforts. Law 42, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Often, many problems have just one source, a single person or cause. If you eliminate that main reason, all the other problems disappear on their own. Instead of fighting an entire army, defeat their king first, and the army won't fight at all. Identify the root cause of your problems and address it directly. Law 43, work on the hearts and minds of others. If you try to force people to be loyal, they'll eventually betray you. Instead of using force, tempt them with rewards and benefits. When people see what they can gain, they'll willingly fall into your web. Because they perceive their own advantage, they won't betray you. Law 44, disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Change is essential for progress, but always change gradually. Sudden changes can cause problems because people learn through slow, consistent practice. If you ask a singer to suddenly start playing cricket, they won't succeed. But with gradual practice, they can change professions. Be patient with change, both your own and others. Law 46, never appear too perfect. If you try to appear too perfect, people will become jealous and stay away from you. But if you share your vulnerabilities instead of pretending to be perfect, people will connect with you more deeply. Don't strive for an image of perfection, be relatable by showing your human side. Law 47, do not go past the mark you aimed for, learn to stop when you've won. When you've achieved your goal, it's time to stop. Continuing beyond your target invites disaster. Learn to recognize when you've won and have the discipline to stop pursuing further gains. Overreaching can turn victory into defeat. Law 48, assume formlessness. Nothing in life stays the same, everything changes constantly. This reality means you must always learn to adjust. Different situations require different approaches. Not everything goes according to plan. Be like water, flexible and adaptable. Like a chameleon changing its color to blend with its environment, staying formless helps you survive and succeed. By adapting to your environment and blending in when necessary, you increase your chances of survival and success. These 48 laws represent a comprehensive framework for understanding power dynamics in human relationships. Some may seem harsh or manipulative, but understanding them gives you the tools to protect yourself from others who might use these techniques against you. Remember, knowledge of power is not the same as using it unethically. You can choose to apply these principles in ways that are constructive and beneficial to all. Thank you for joining us on Wise Pages today. If you enjoyed this summary, please leave a comment and share your thoughts. We appreciate you listening all the way to the end, and we look forward to exploring more powerful ideas with you in future episodes.